Well, a host of factors, many unforeseeable, will determine the course of globalization, but it is useful to try to isolate the most important drivers and those that are already apparent. In economic logic, in the rush to declare the end of globalization, it is important to remember that the theory of comparative advantage hasn't gone away. It remains both cost-effective and efficient for firms to source their supplies chains from across the globe. These compelling reasons for the huge investment in the global supply chains will continue to drive firm behavior. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us how costly and difficult it can be to unwind these chains, and the recent bounce back in trade other than travel and tourism is already demonstrating the reshoring expectations are probably inflated. In demographics, the scale of both migration and displaced populations has become a major source of international debate and domestic political tensions in a growing number of countries. The populist backlash from both right and left, while the two sides approach it from opposite ends and have very different values, they attribute some common problems to globalization. COVID-19 has in many ways reinforced the belief that the pandemic wouldn't have been as bad if we weren't so open. While reconciling globalization with national security, globalization must mutate to suit the national interest more broadly defined. Economic realities will be part of the national interest, as will the need to cooperate of global threats, but this will need to be balanced and the need to reduce. Well, in migration, collective action, new international agreements, and governance structures will have to be built to help manage and share the short-term cost of migration for receiving countries, along with better strategies for integrating migrants into productive employment. In global architecture for GPGs, individual IFI governance and G20 governance were fragmented across finance, health, education, migration, and anti-terrorism channels are no longer sufficient. As we are seeing in the global COVID-19 vaccination field, this doesn't mean eliminating IFI boards or downgrading the G20 finance channel. More broadly, there is a need argument, the voice, and representation in the G20 of poor countries among the most vulnerable to cross-border challenges. Well, the bottom line is that globalization will have to evolve with a more comprehensive concept of national interest. And in parallel, the management of global flows will require new and augmented multilateral structures that brings together disparate ministries, poorer vulnerable countries, and key private actors.